please live in a timeline where I don't have to go and double check every major, like, mainstream media news section because I read something on Twitter that made me go, wait, what? No, that can't be real, can it? So, one of the men that attempted to Donald Trump, the one that hid in the bushes of his country club in Florida, like the golf club, the golf course, Ryan Routh, the one that never actually got a shot off. So apparently he just was found guilty on all charges, and in response grabbed a pen and tried to himself in the neck with it. Yeah, I read that and went, wait, what? Now they were able to stop him. But that's fucking bonkers. Like, I guess he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in jail or, let the state unalive him. But that's a crazy ass reaction. I mean, he defended himself, which was the first bizarre thing. And then he only had like 3 witnesses. So the whole thing is just crazy. But wow, like I said, I had to double check because I didn't believe. And the funny thing is that I saw it on Midas Touch and I was like, wait, is this really the Midas Touch Twitter account or is this a parody? Did somebody hack their account? That can't be true, but it's true. It is actually true. Oh man. The world is bonkers.
In a dramatic verdict that is sending shockwaves through the U.S. politics, the Florida jury has convicted Ryan Routh, a 59-year-old man, of being guilty on 5 count charges tied to his attempted assassination on our president, Donald Trump. Welcome back to my social commentary. I hope you all are doing good anywhere you are watching this video. Like we all say, we are just publicizing information, and if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel and tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section. Do well to like and share our video to help the channel out. You're welcome.
So do you guys remember Ryan Routh, the guy that was hanging out in the bushes at Mar-a-Lago, who, I think it was Mar-a-Lago. It was a Trump resort. Trump was playing golf. He was hiding out in the bushes. And Secret Service, FBI, ended up capturing the guy and unfolded the fact that he was attempting to assassinate the president. Well, he finally went to fucking trial. Finally. And he was found guilty of attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate. And today, when the verdict was read, well, the dude tried to off himself with a ballpoint pen, I guess, and had to be restrained. So, looks like old Ryan Routh is going to jail for a long time, probably the rest of his life. I would be curious, why did he go on this little adventure? Why did he attempt to end the life of the president? And why was he serving in the military over in Ukraine? I'd like to know a lot of things about Ryan. Something tells me we might find out.
Okay, today in absolute nuts, we have Ryan Routh, the would-be assassin who was, camped out in front of Mar-a-Lago, the Trump golf course, waiting for President Trump, and then was caught, a couple of miles down the road when he fled as soon as people understood what he was trying to do. This guy just filed a motion in court today saying that he wanted to, he demanded a beatdown session with the president and challenged him to a round of golf, saying, quote, if he wins, he can execute me. If I win, I get his job. I'm going to share with you the entire motion. It's just a page long. It's complete nuts. But also, I'm going to share with you some amazing information that came out today. So this was his final pretrial hearing after he fired his public defenders. And then the DOJ introduced some classified documents and evidence against this guy, which the judge said could cause, quote, exceptionally grave damage to the national security of the U.S. So Judge Cannon blocked its release. Listen to this really quickly, and then I'm going to share with you the motion. Watch.
A Fox News alert now. Ryan Routh, the man accused of attempting to assassinate the president last year, is in court right now in Florida. It's his final pretrial hearing before jury selection next week, and he is apparently representing himself today. Routh is facing 5 federal charges, including attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate and a slew of weapons charges. his criminal defense attorney. Here's criminal defense attorney Donna Rotuno.
Given the fact that he has this long, extensive history, a mental health history, I am quite surprised that there have been no requests here to determine his fitness to stand trial, because I think if there's ever an issue coming back in an appeals court, that may be something that is risen. And I'm surprised that the public defenders that were originally assigned to this case did not raise that issue.
So our Dana Marie McNichol is live in Fort Pierce, just outside the federal courthouse now. Dana Marie, what's the latest?
Hi, Aisha. Well, Ryan Routh, as you just mentioned, is in court right now for that last hearing. He will be taking center stage after firing those public defenders last month. So here's what we could expect for the beginning of next week's trial. Ryan Routh will be in business attire after federal judge Eileen Cannon ordered the shackles be removed. Prosecutors raised concerns that he might wear political clothing. Routh is expected to face challenges as his trial moves forward. Judge Cannon has ruled that Routh cannot access any classified information, citing risks to U.S. national security. Although Routh dismissed his public defenders, Judge Cannon is requiring the attorneys to remain on standby for Routh to help with any legal advice when needed. Now, court documents paint a picture of Routh's bizarre antics before he attempted the assassination, but a motive remains unclear. Questions remain about Routh's international ties and why he was closely tracking the president's movements with several cell phones. Back in March, President Trump called for answers.
He had 6 cell phones. That's a lot of cell phones.
Hey guys, so Ryan Routh, the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump at his golf club in West Palm Beach, has been found guilty. The jury found him guilty. This was a federal trial happening in Florida. Remember, Routh, according to prosecutors, scoped out the golf club, had a rifle, was set up along the tree line, was ready to shoot and kill Trump when he was spotted by the Secret Service. But it's been a crazy trial. But after the verdict came down, and there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom, but after the verdict came down, he reportedly tried to stab himself with a pen. And marshals had to run over and jump on top of him. So it was kind of a dramatic scene, which isn't a huge surprise because it's been kind of just a bizarre, crazy trial. Because Ryan Routh is representing himself. I did a whole video on it. And he's been acting out and been in trouble with the judge. So it sort of ended in a circus atmosphere way, that's sort of been continuous throughout the entire thing, with him trying to stab himself with a pen. But he is, now guilty.
The prosecution rested its case yesterday, and today Routh brought his own witnesses, 3 of them.
One of the biggest things here is that Routh is deciding not to testify. The judge asked him multiple times, "Are you sure? Do you need more time to decide? Have you taken enough time?" And he said, "A year." Back to his witnesses, though.
One had extensive law enforcement and military background who could give tactical expertise and also talk about sniper methods and vantage points. He asked some invasive and interesting questions to this sniper, like, does it take a special kind of person to take another person's life? When that happened, the judge stopped him and moved on to the next thing. He didn't seem like he was getting super far with this witness, although he had a pretty long direct examination with him. He talked about range, what the gun looked like when he inspected it. He test fired it as well, so he talked about that. The 2 other witnesses were character witnesses. One has known Routh for over 20 years. The other one is his son's friend, who he knew as a kid and helped out, supposedly. Both of them say they don't see Routh as someone who is violent, but they have heard him have arguments with people. With his character witnesses, the first one especially, after 20 years of knowing him, talked about how he's well-liked in the community, how he could run for city council at some point if he wanted to, and just about how generous he is. He even said that when he asked for $2 for gas, Routh would give him 10 or 20. He also said that Routh helped him when his pregnant girlfriend and him needed a place to stay. The other one, who's his son's friend, said things like, under stress, you've always been a jolly person, and you gave everything you had. He also said the reason that Greensboro, North Carolina has a skate park is because of Ryan Routh. But Routh asked him some very interesting questions too, like, have you met Tony Hawk? The guy said, yeah, but not because of you. And then he asked, would you be willing to go with me to Taiwan to host an international music festival? At that point, the judge stopped him again. The prosecution cross-examined all of the witnesses. Tomorrow there'll be closing statements. The jury will deliberate. They got the instructions today from the judge, so we'll see what happens and if they have any questions to raise to the judge.
Did y'all hear the news? Apparently Ryan Routh, the individual responsible for the attempted assassination on President Trump, was standing trial, right? They read the verdict today. He has 5 federal criminal counts, which could lead up to a lifetime in prison. Yeah, I know. Now, when he got the verdict, he attempted to try to take a pin and stab it in his neck. They were able to detain him before he harmed himself. But his daughter, of course, stood up, not asked to, but just chose. And now she said that, what the fuck? He didn't hurt anybody. This is not fair. This is rigged. You guys are assholes. Something tells me we're probably going to see her name. And I hope she goes on a list. Now, listen, honey, life is not fair. Right? The consequences that your dad have of trying to assassinate a president and then trying to put out there that he would give you $150,000 because he failed. But if you succeeded, you'd get that money. That's not going to work out. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Have a good day.
A federal jury in Florida has found 59-year-old Ryan Routh guilty of attempting to assassinate President Donald Trump. Routh, a building contractor from North Carolina, was arrested last September after Secret Service agents spotted him in the shrubbery near Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach. Prosecutors said that he had been living out of his vehicle for weeks, scouting the grounds and tracking Trump's movements, armed with a semi-automatic rifle that had its serial number scratched off. During the incident, a Secret Service agent opened fire after seeing the barrel of Routh's weapon poking through the fence line. Routh fled without firing any shots, but was captured less than an hour later on Interstate 95. The jury also convicted him of assaulting a federal officer in multiple firearm violations. He now faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. In court, Routh chose to represent himself. Judge Eileen Cannon, who presided, cut off parts of his opening statement for irrelevance, and his defense amounted to just 3 witnesses. Evidence presented by the prosecution included cell phone data, receipts, surveillance footage, and even a handwritten note left in North Carolina that read, "Dear world, this was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you." It was one of 2 attempts on Trump's life during last year's campaign, part of a broader rise in political violence. Sentencing for Routh has not yet been scheduled. Follow the Ravenna Report and subscribe to the link in my bio to continue following this story.
Can we please live in a timeline where I don't have to go and double check every major, mainstream media, news section because I read something on Twitter that made me go, wait, what? No, that can't be real, can it? So, one of the men that attempted to Donald Trump, the one that hid in the bushes of his country club in Florida, like the golf club, the golf course, Ryan Routh, the one that never actually got a shot off. So apparently he just was found guilty on all charges, and in response grabbed a pen and tried to himself in the neck with it. Yeah, I read that and went, wait, what? Now they were able to stop him. But that's fucking bonkers. I guess he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in jail or, let the state unalive him. But that's a crazy ass reaction. I mean, he defended himself, which was the first bizarre thing. And then he only had 3 witnesses. So the whole thing is just crazy. But wow, like I said, I had to double check because I didn't believe. And the funny thing is that I saw it on Midas Touch and I was like, wait, is this really the Midas Touch Twitter account or is this a parody? Did somebody hack their account? That can't be true, but it's true. It is actually true. Oh man. The world is bonkers.
Yo guys, thank you for watching our video. So Ryan Routh was arrested last year and yesterday was his final court, and when the jury read the verdict, he tried to stab himself at the neck with a pen before the US Marshal intervened immediately and forcefully removed him from the vicinity while the jury remained present in the courtroom. So guys, thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate, and if this is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section, and please do ensure to like and share our video to help the channel out. You're welcome.